My name's Damon Urlich. I'm Club Development Manager for Munster Rugby. Been in the role for 3 years now and still here. They're still employing me, so it's a good thing.
And I'm Jason Holland. I'm currently the backs coach here at Munster. I've been around playing a little bit for the last 10 years.
Definitely don't have Munster accents, so where are the origins?
We both hail from New Zealand. I'm from Manawatu, which is sort of heading up the centre of the North Island. Jason's from a strange outback place in New Zealand, where a lot of the people are actually interrelated. It's called Taranaki, but he can tell you a bit more about that.
I moved to Manawatu. That's how I knew Damon originally. Moved to Manawatu when I left school to go to college and study very hard, as I did at college. And we ended up playing a bit of rugby there for a club called Urlich, and that's where the link between us started, and has carried on to this, and a lot of water under the bridge since then, really.
Do you find that down there that they obviously know what Munster are? And
yeah, well, they do now. Obviously, in the last 10 years, it's gradually got more and more coverage in NZ, and the respect levels that Kiwis have for the rugby on this side of the world is gradually rising too, which it probably had to. Like, I'd say 5 or 6 years ago, or even a bit longer, there wasn't a hell of a lot of respect for the footy that was going on over here. But with the Heineken Cup being shown in NZ and a lot of the Irish, the English, doing well in international footy, then the respect and the coverage is sort of coming over there. So there's definitely a lot of respect for this side of the world now, which probably wasn't there a few years ago.
Of course, and the biggest thing for Munster supporters is obviously the famous win over the All Blacks.
My recollection is actually, I remember waking up in the morning, obviously probably going to kindergarten or something, that's how young I would have been, coming out and obviously listening to the radio for the result, because it wouldn't have been televised at that stage, through the night. And because there was a lot of talk, I remember, of going for the Grand Slam that year, and then to hear that they'd lost to Munster. I didn't have a clue who Munster was, to be honest. It's a strange name for a team anyway, for us growing up there anyway. And to hear they'd lost, and you're sort of wondering, well, if they're losing that, then they're probably not going to go on and do a Grand Slam. But they did in the end. Where I was from, Manawatu, we were one of the leading teams in the NPC at that stage. I think we had the Ranfurly Shield as well. So rugby was pretty popular in Manawatu at that stage, and it was a bit of a shock to the system to learn that we'd lost to some team called Munster. But that was the first time I'd ever heard him was on that tour, and obviously just the link with coming over here then after that.
Yeah, I really hadn't heard of. I didn't hear about it at the time. I don't remember hearing about it at the time. But first time I came over here in '98, one of the boys took me on a bit of a tour. I remember we were up around Galway, up around in the west there, and stayed a couple of nights away. And part of his tour, was about a 3 or 4 stop tour, was into Thomond Park, and we didn't really look at the ground. He just took me into the plaque that was on the side of the grandstand. It says in the old grandstand, and that said 1978 12-0, and that was probably one of the proudest moments of his tour, bringing me around. And it's only in the last 10 years that that's really sunk in, that and I've sort of started to appreciate it. So that was really the first I ever heard of it.
You're obviously looking forward to them coming to Thomond Park.
Yeah, it'll be a great occasion. It'll be tough. Obviously, Munster will be without a few other internationals, and a few other guys will get an opportunity, which they should jump at. So yeah, it'll be a great occasion at Thomond Park. The haka v the Munster supporters, and hopefully the boys can do a bit of business on the park as well.
You're not tempted to pick yourself for 5 minutes off the bench at the end?
We'll see what's happening. But yeah, no, it would be. The only reason they would be, like, Stephen Donald will probably play, whose first cousin, he was about 10 years younger than me, and used to beat me up when he was a young fella and bite my ears and pull my nose and that sort of thing. So
is it true he used to beat you in backyard rugby when he was only 2?
It's not true at all.
Okay. I must have heard that wrong.
No.
So he's on tour at the moment with New Zealand, is it?
Yeah, he'll probably play against us, I think, because he didn't go overly well. He got a chance to start last week and didn't go overly well. So I'd say he'll be in the midweek team, which will start against us. So Yeah, an old cameo with a couple of minutes to go to take his head off would be nice for the grandparents. I think I'd love that.
You could slow the game down anyway. It'd be good.
Yeah.
Do you both have a big family contingent coming over, or are they heading to the game?
Well, not coming over, but my parents actually they live here in Ireland. They've lived here now for 4 years, so they're going to the game. And one of my sisters is living in Scotland, so she's coming over as well for the game. So they'll be heading off en masse up there. So looking forward to it. It'll be a good occasion as well, like Jason said.
Yeah, no, I got my old man's coming over to watch the game. My sister, who's in London, is coming over. Stephen's parents are coming over, so they'll be staying with us for a night or two. So it should be a bit of an old reunion, a bit of crack, and there's 3 or 4 lunatic mates from New Zealand who are travelling for the whole tour, who will be in Cork and Limerick for a few nights. So a bit of a warning: go out with those 3 lads around.
You'll have to meet up with them.
No, it should be good. It'll be a great occasion.
And just with regards to the players themselves, how do you think the likes of Maffey and Pokey and Towlett facing the haka and great honour?
I'm sure the boys, they're buzzing. They're loving it. They can't wait. Like obviously the haka is a big part of their tradition. Still not sure how the boys are going to approach it, but I'm sure they won't just stand there and take the challenge. I'm sure there'll be some sort of challenge handed back at the All Blacks from those sort of guys, whether that's before the game or whether it's during the game. But yeah, no, those boys will just be buzzing. It'll be a highlight of their career, I'd say.
And both of your impressions of Thomond Park, the new Thomond Park Stadium?
It's a great facility. It's a great facility. I still, in the first couple of games, I still don't really feel the atmosphere yet. I presume that will come, but I know it's a great facility, and I still love the old Thomond Park. But I suppose that was because I was playing then, and it was great to be out in the middle. But I don't know. I just don't. Hopefully, the buzz will come in to match the facility that it is, because it's great as a player, as a coach, to be able to have the facilities under the stand, to be wandering up through and be able to sit there. And I tell you, it's a lot better than what it used to be, having to get through the crowd and up into the stand. So, no, it's a good facility, but hopefully there'll be no better match than the All Blacks to get the atmosphere pumping and to make it the fortress that it was.
Well, obviously as well, on the night Jason's going to have to be shouting for Munster, seeing as he's a coach. But you, Damon, Munster or New Zealand?
Shout for everyone, both of them, can't lose. I think it'll be a 35-all draw, I think, actually.
Rugby's the winner at the end of the day, is it?
Exactly. You hit the nail on the head. So.